Today, we're continuing the conversation around insights on what moms really want to help you as a brand better reach and connect with them. And my guest has a front row seat to these insights. We are joined by Alyssa Wolff, founder of Unbusy LLC and host of the Unbusy Mom podcast. After having 5 kids in 10 years, Alyssa went looking for her next challenge and found online business. She's now a take your time back coach for work from home moms who want to love their lives again. She helps them spend more time cuddling their kids, less time cleaning up after them, fit in workouts, journaling, and hobbies every single day. Carve out guilt-free deep work hours to scale their businesses and ultimately increase revenue without increasing hours. Amen. In our conversation, Alyssa and I dig into the very real mental load moms carry, what brands often overlook, and how marketers can connect with women in a more authentic and supportive way. You'll hear examples of products and companies getting it right and why convenience, customization, and empathy aren't just the nice to haves, but the real selling points. Welcome to Marketing with Empathy, the show for brands who want to win the hearts and carts of today's busy families and earn a trusted spot in their homes. I am your host, Sarah Panus, and I have over 20 years of content marketing experience helping brands drive leads and sales. And I've worked with tons of brands from huge household names like Sleep Number and American Express and Lindt Chocolate, American Heart Association, including numerous small and medium-sized businesses, which is really the bread and butter of who I love helping these days in my consulting work. So join me here as I share ideas, stories, and strategies to help you grow and attract leads and sales. And thanks to your support, this show is in the top 5%, along with being a member of the Marketing Podcast Network. So let's hear from today's sponsors and then jump right into my discussion with Alyssa Wolff. Okay, Alyssa, you talk to so many moms. You're a mom yourself, of course, and you also work with moms on your podcast, in your coaching business. What are some of the most common struggles that you're hearing right now from them that brand marketers should be paying attention to?
Well, mental load, of course, plus not feeling like themselves. I kind of think that's probably why the grocery pickup services have skyrocketed because it makes our life as moms easier and we never want to go back to trolling every single aisle, picking up every single piece of fruit.
Yes.
Whereas the straight, but is this frugal or is this in the budget approach would rule all those things right out. But as moms, we have so much going on in our heads that we think it's worthwhile to pay for the reduction, how much we have got to go do. And if we're handling the budget, we're like, yes, this is a valuable line item.
It's so funny you actually started with that because I recently just switched over to doing all pickup for my groceries because I was doing it as an experiment for a month to say, I'm going to try to exclusively just do order online and pick up to see if it saves money on my grocery bill. And it has. So now I'm not going back. I still have to go into some other random stores for a few products here and there. My main stores don't carry, but yes, I agree. And it's so much easier. The mental load, everyone has a big mental load. Moms especially carry even more because we're thinking not only about ourselves, but about our families and those around us in our sphere that we're influencing, in addition to all the other things that we're working on. What do you think moms are juggling emotionally, mentally, that most brands maybe overlook or should just really know about?
Yeah. So the mental load, we all know it's the running everything about your family, and you are supposed to be the go-to person. Maybe you don't actually have all the answers. You would love it if there was an expert in a particular field you could go to, or even just the thing of, I need the software that would let me schedule everything for the family, who's picking up and when, or automatically add it to my calendar because it's such a hassle finding a blank spot. And there are now AI tools out there that can do that. And maybe on the emotional side, it's more the personal. I feel like I am a to-do list running machine. I'm just supposed to serve, 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 be a martyr to the family. But what about me? What about the woman that I used to be, who I still want to be? It just feels like I don't even have the time, or I shouldn't. Can the brand reach her? That sort of lonely, frustrated, do I get me back again? And if so, what does that look like? And how can your product help me to do that?
And are there any phrases or messaging or kind of marketing approaches that really resonate with the moms that you serve that you've heard, or things that work well or things that maybe fall flat or really frustrate them that could be watched for? So both sides of the fence here.
I think we crave companies who understand us as the women who are running the family, not just Oh, you're the mom, you're the parent, you are the piggy bank for the kid toys, the school uniforms, all that. So let's just tell you about all the things you need to buy for your kids. Tell your kids all the things to go bug your mom for, right? It's
Hmm.
a stereotype with such a lack of depth. We don't really feel any consumer loyalty to the brands who just play to that. Here's a coupon. Get the kids' clothes back to school. Get the kids' pencils back to school. Oh, your kids are going to ask you for all these toys. Here, let's have another thing. It's like these feel like the annoying necessities of life or the hassles of having kids who spend time in toy aisles.
Yep.
So maybe if you pull it even into the mom side of thinking stereotypical self care, like the lotions, right? Looking at you, Bath and Body Works. Well, sure, if it's on sale, it's all about the deal. Maybe we talk ourselves into it in this kind of vain hope that a different scent or a different lotion, maybe we'd actually have time to use it. Maybe we would feel really good with that scent. But the way the store markets, it's really all about those deals, that whole 5 for 4. And like, it's not really about how much excess you can cram in your cabinets. It's going to stress you out even further. It's more about using it in that one experience. So, in that sense, an Etsy based essential oil scented mom and pop shop where the owner really believes in how aromatherapy can change your life because it changed hers and slowed her down as a mom, and she sells you her somewhat pricey candles on top of all this branding. Okay, that's the one I, as the mom, I'm going to buy from because I experienced her product. She's talked about it. I see her customer reviews. I've integrated lighting that candle into my life, sipping my cup of coffee and lighting it in the morning before my kids get up, maybe. It's my self care. And I have now bought into it. It's not about the deal. If she happens to run a Christmas sale, great. But no matter what time of year, when my candle stash runs out, I'm going to go and buy.
Yeah, because you connected to her. And not every brand has a her. So as you're listening,
Mhm.
that's okay. It's about connecting to the company in some way and feeling really understood. Like you said, I just want to repeat how you said this. They feel that they truly understand us. And that is a great definition of marketing with empathy. And the whole is how do we better understand the moms and women that we're trying to sell to so that we can have that better connection and better understand them. We should start too by saying, okay, you run your own business, you help moms with work life balance and not burning out. You are also a mom yourself of how many kiddos?
5.
5 kids, and you homeschool them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like you're a business owner, you're their teacher educator, you're all the things, and you figured out how to master this. So you're not just coming at this from left field, like you have firsthand experience in addition to all the women that you're helping. So that's why I had you on this show because you walk the talk. In that work that you're doing then with helping moms with that work life balance and avoiding burnout, any other things that you would say of opportunities for brands to step in and actually help?
Tons of opportunities. If your product actually delivers on making an ordinary homeschooling remote work mom or the school run mom's life better, it is not just another widget, then she's going to be interested. Remote work homeschooling example. You can buy ridiculous kinds of curriculum, and usually the burden is on you as the consumer. Do all the research, buy something, maybe pitch it, didn't work for your kid. Now there are sites that have come out where they will auto grade. It's like online based auto grading memberships for that particular subject, like math. Do you know how much time that saves you as the mother who is the educator and teacher, not fighting with her kid over how they carried and subtracted wrong in their math program? It was just the computer graded yes, no. I am going to pay for that math membership until all my kids are out of that phase because it is worth it to me to have that parenting relationship back free of that stress and that kind of headbutting.
Mhm.
Not to mention the time thing of, all right, they turned in their homework. Maybe it wasn't convenient for me to grade it right then. Then I have to go back. By that point, their head is not in the math anymore. I almost have to reteach the concept to go over the problems again. Or just something basic like the clothing front. You want a new dress.
Yep.
I had a really hard time finding dresses that tended to fit me because I wanted hemlines that were around the knee and I didn't want a super low wrap neck line because it doesn't work for my body type. Someone somewhere introduced me to an e-commerce site that would let you customize your hemlines and your necklines. I'm like,
Cool.
this is genius because different body types, we know, are flattered by different things. They even let you
Mhm.
change the sleeve. So, I mean, my goodness, if you're like sleeveless all the way, or no, I have to have a sleeve, give it to me. And then
Yep.
it doesn't matter what your height is, you can make it fit. Okay, I don't care if their dresses are 50% more expensive than running down to the mall I want to buy their thing because I know it will look good, it will fit, which means it will stay in my closet. I don't feel like I wasted the money on it, and it's not going to contribute to clutter that I have to then clear out later and feel guilty and justify to my husband.
What's the name of the company? Do you
It's
remember?
called Tea. So it's
Esh.
actually an Indian company.
Okay. How
So they
Eshaq?
KTI.
Yeah. TI. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
That
So it may
sounds
take a month for it to arrive because they are actually hand sewing and tailoring it all up for you. But when it
got
gets
it.
there, you're like, you try it on, it fits. If it doesn't, like you send it back completely free. And then you try
Right.
it on, it fits. You're like, I hit it out of the park again.
So that personalization, customization to make it what she needs goes a long way. Yeah,
Yes,
dude, it's
because
kinda
the
like tailoring. Once I discovered I could actually tailor my clothes versus very few things actually look good off the rack on you. It's okay to tailor, like, men always are more attuned to tailoring, I feel, but women as much we feel like we have to fit into whatever's coming off the rack, and then we
Mhm,
feel bad if it doesn't. So that customization, it's why I think a lot of department stores and places offer free tailoring. It's a nice way
mhm.
to it's an additional service, that
Yeah.
customization piece.
And never
Great.
mind even the e-commerce thing of, do I want to take 3 toddlers to the mall? No, I
Mhm.
do not. Dragging them into fitting rooms and out again, they're whiny, they're fussy. I would rather have an over-the-top, wonderful online shopping experience that lets me pick all this and save myself that hassle.
Absolutely. In terms of how moms make decisions, especially with time and guilt and the mental overload that you mentioned before, anything else that you would recommend that you've observed from all the women that you work with to make it even easier and more supportive to where they'll wanna buy more from that company?
Time, just the sheer lack of it that the busy mom is experiencing. So if your product can save her time and it doesn't take her a super long time to figure out how to use your thing, none of these genius AI tools that you feel like you have to spend 6 months as an intern to figure out how it works, right? The deep need for empathy, a brand that they feel like truly gets them, not just tries to sell to them, the brand that understands you are a unique subset of the consumer demographic and shows compassion for the real life struggles that they are experiencing as the mother with the kids, with the job, with that mental load.
And there's such a variety of mental load. There's so many life phases and stages that moms go through. It's not just moms of littles. You have as your kids are getting older, and then you have empty nesting, and then maybe you're the caregiver of your aging parents and your kids. There's all these like facets we go through as women, as moms to think about. So as a company, really isolating what kinds of moms you're targeting and what decisions and mental load and things that they're tackling at that time makes a ton of sense to be able to better engage them and communicate with them in a way that's gonna resonate, for sure.
Exactly, because then you can build all your brand storytelling around moms in that life stage, and then they feel so seen and heard.
What about examples? Because I always love hearing good stories. Any specific examples or stories that show what today's moms really need based on your experience with the women you've been working with?
Sure, like I'll go back to the personal style one.
Okay.
When I was in my 20s, I was like, yes, I want the personal style, I want to feel put together as a new mom. That turned into this multi year thing where I was like, I have to troll eBay for stuff. Like, I don't have the time to take kids. Until several years ago, I ran into ThreadUp, this online consignment store, right? It's
Yep.
like eBay on steroids, but it's uniform, it's all well lit, they give you the measurements, you can filter by all the colors and the brands. And yes, I saw places where, as the business owner, I saw them raising prices. I saw their model change a little bit, but by that point, I was hooked. I had no intention of going back because of the convenience of going to one spot and saying, here are all my sizes that you remembered. Anything that pops up within this criteria, I don't care if it's shoes, belts, jeans, whatever, you're going to put it on this thing. I can scroll through it when I want to. If I don't want to, I don't even bother logging in and looking.
Yeah, so again, it's that convenience factor, which is extra huge for moms. The customizability, giving you the information, giving you what you need so you don't have to spend a lot of time digging through and trying to find it, just giving it, making it easily accessible. Okay, cool. Well, let's wrap up with how people can connect with you. So, talk about your business, how they can reach you, and if folks want some coaching and some help, how do they do that?
Sure, you can definitely find me on LinkedIn. So Alyssa-Wolff Unbusy. That is Wolf with two F's. And then, yes, as a fellow podcast host, if you want any more insights of moms from the trenches who are running businesses, it's called the Unbusy Mom. And that comes out every Tuesday and Thursday. It's like an under 10-minute episode because if we're all busy, we'll make this super bite-sized, super actionable. And then my actual business is coaching around productivity and done for you, take your time back services. I'm going to pull back 10 to 30 hours in your week every single week by figuring out how you can run your schedule, your calendar, your outsourcing in a way that fits you, not just another should, you've got to do it, get up at 5 a.m., hustle, hustle way of doing it.
Which don't we all need? So if you're listening, obviously there's business advice here, but if you're a woman listening right now and would love to get that help from Alyssa, check her out, connect with her on LinkedIn, and listen to Unbusy Moms because it's great information that we all need. I know before this, we were even talking and you did a free assessment for me based on some of the issues I was having personally at home with whatever my struggles are. And mine tends to revolve around the messiness of my house. Full disclosure, everyone. I'm so busy working on my business all the time that I can't keep up with the house stuff. And it just creates friction and tension and guilt. So there's all these feelings, of course. And those are the kind of things that you can bring up with Alyssa to get her advice and get her help on. I think my big takeaways here in terms of mom insights are around, just re-looking at that emotional toll of being the family's go-to person that moms carry, as well as why convenience and personalization really matter so much in those purchasing decisions. So think about that in your brand and where you can clarify any of those points to make it even more seamless for her is going to mean that she's going to be even more likely to buy from you. So I hope this episode gave you a fresh perspective on how to market with more empathy and truly support the women that you're trying to reach. Thanks for listening. Until next week, God bless.